Debuting this week is the first chart single by recording artist Joan Jett. She was a member of an all-girl band called The Runaways until they broke up a couple of years ago. Joan's first time on the singles chart is with her new group. Coming in at number 39, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with I Love Rock and Roll. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts at number 39 on American Top 40. She debuts with I Love Rock and Roll. Now on AT40, an extra. It's by a bad girl who's really a good girl. For years, singer and guitarist Joan Jett has had a tough image, a leather-clad rocker who once recorded a song called Bad Reputation. But just last month, Joan Jett proved that that's just an image. 24-year-old Joan was out walking near the beachfront home of her manager in Long Beach, Long Island. Suddenly, she heard a cry for help. A neighbor, Nora Belzy, had lost sight of her 3-year-old son, Jeb. The toddler was playing near the edge of the water and it disappeared. Joan says, I looked around and I saw where he was. So I ran to the water with my clothes on. You don't think about that kind of stuff, and got him out from about a half-foot underwater. Joan pulled little Jeb from the ocean and started pumping his chest, clearing water from his lungs. He wasn't underwater too long, and in a few minutes, he was okay. Just a little shaken up. Jeb's mother, Nora Belzy, told us, Joan was great. She just did everything without thinking, and later she helped coax Jeb back into the water and played with him so he wouldn't be afraid of the ocean all summer. End of quote. Now, as an AT40 extra, here's the number one song by the tough rockin' girl who came to a little boy's rescue. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with I Love Rock and Roll. That's the number one smash from the spring of 1983. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, an AT40 extra.
The hits from coast to coast.
Here's a woman who refused to take no for an answer. 23 different record companies. I said 23 turned her down. So did she hang up her rock and roll shoes? No way. With her own money, she and her manager pressed a few thousand copies on their own label, and it started selling. That's when the late Neil Bogart, former head of Casablanca Records, stepped in with his new label, Boardwalk. He signed up this female rocker, who went on to chart success as the 24th top new act of the decade. Here's the number one testimony to why she never gave up. I love rock and roll. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, the 24th biggest newcomer of the 80s, as the countdown rocks on.
Casey's Coast to Coast.